Around this time last year, on the 13th of October 2021, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, was at Dorian Homes located at Idonre Road, Akure, to commission what is unarguably the biggest orphanage home in Africa. This orphanage home comprises of a 700-bed capacity home for children, modern clinic, 500 capacity hall for women's empowerment, skill acquisition centers, worship centers, and many more. This magnificent edifice is first of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa, and it is situated on a 10-acre piece of land located in Akure, Ondo State, southeast Nigeria. At the launch of this home last year, we had dignitaries such as Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Reverend Mrs. Esther Abimbola Ajayi, the Minister of Women's Affairs and Social Development Dame Pauline Talen, Minister of State, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Royal Father of the Day, the Deji of Akure Kingdom, and many more. On the occasion of the one-year anniversary of Dorian Homes, join Adaba 88.9 FM as we sit with Dr. Tolulola Bayode, the Ondo-born philanthropist who is currently the founder of Dorian Homes, as she takes us into her vision and her mission for humanity.
Dorian Homes for Charity and Social Development has been adjudged as one of the biggest in Nigeria, if not the biggest. And in the studios today, I have the woman behind the initiative, Dorian Homes for Charity and Social Development. That's the person of Dr. Tolulola Bayode. It's good to have this afternoon. You are the brain behind the establishment of Dorian Homes for Charity and Social Development. A lot of people might want to understand what the rationale behind this initiative would be for a woman to go against all odds, to put together this kind of structure for the less privileged. That's a whole lot. What's the story behind Dorian Homes?
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. Dorian Home is actually my son's name, means gift. You know, children are a gift from God, and charity is something that is an inborn thing. You know, I grew up to see my parents, taking care of the less privileged, especially my mom, you know. So it's something that I've developed over time. But the orphanage itself, that is Dorian Home, started when I was pregnant, and I was going to have my son, and I went through a lot of difficulties, a lot of complications. So I thought I was not going to make it until I prayed. I told God to please bless me so that I can, give back to the society, because a lot of women that are, less privileged, they also go through the same process, but some of them don't even come out of it alive. But I just decided to say this to God, that like a covenant, and God actually heard my prayers. In order to keep to my promise, I started building the home for the less privileged children. And as God would have it, we were, on the verge of completing the home when I had an unfortunate incident in my life that actually changed everything about me. That was the death of my only brother. When he died, I thought the whole world was going to crumble. But actually, it didn't crumble. So we took him to the burial ground. As we were about laying him to the Mother Earth, I just asked myself, like, really? This will be the end of every man? Because I never believed my brother would just die. Everybody keeps saying vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, but you will not understand that, vanity until it actually happens to
Hits
you.
you.
Yes. So, and actually, like it was a very big blow. I didn't come out of it like, for years. This happened like 4 years ago, going to 5 years now. So, as they were lowering him, right there, I just told God that I'm not going to live for anything, but I'm going to live for God and for humanity, for charity. Because what is the point in amassing wealth when in the end you still leave it behind? What is the point, like you are very rich and then you're spoiling your children with money, or you're spoiling yourself with money, but in the end you don't have any legacy? What is going to be your purpose on earth? Then right there, I just decided that this is what I would do. So I now, like, I put in all my effort in making sure that this Dorian home actually befits every, human being that enters here.
Regardless of their social status.
Exactly. And then that it is not only the children of the wealthy that deserve to, to live right, but the poor people can also live very, very, very well.
That's quite a touching
So,
story.
for instance, we have some of the children here that are actually that we picked from a particular mad woman. She had triplets, Tai Kende Ido. So we discovered that somebody called us that they saw them eating lizard with the mother, and then three grains of beans. So we had to go there to pick the children, give them life, give them hope. Now they're in school. And again, Nigeria presently has the largest number of out of school children, which stands at about 10 million in sub Saharan Africa. Amongst these children are orphans and children that are vulnerable, and they have no one to take care of them. Dorian Home will contribute towards, the reduction of these and increase their um, their standard, which will, make them to be nationally and globally relevant.
It makes a year today since the establishment of Dorian Homes, and one would naturally know that a lot of challenges will come with, putting together the structure and then running it for one full year. Can you intimate us with some of the challenges you've gone through since you started Dorian Home?
Okay, actually, some of the challenges that we are facing, for instance, it's about their health. Some of them, we don't even know their background. We pick them up. Some has a cardiac problem, some, uh, you know, different types. But in the end, we still have to take care of them, you know. So basically, taking care of children, itself is challenging, you know, and then having a lot of them with health challenges. So, it's quite challenging.
So how much of support have you gotten so far from your host community, from the government, um, in every sphere? Then, basically, have you gotten enough support? Is it up to what you expected?
No, I would say no, actually. From my host community, no. Maybe in future or maybe later, but as right now, we are still hoping.
What about government, the state government?
Actually, we have not received anything yet, but we are hopeful. This is a social development project that any organization or any government would even love to, to partner. So we are hoping and we are hopeful.
Okay, so now let's talk about the reception that you've gotten so far from people around and your, without call them clients now, people who have been coming around to Dorian Homes for some sort of succor. How has been the reception so far? What has been the assessment of the people so far?
Oh, they love it, like, oh, they've never seen this is like a five-star hotel, and the children are very neat, you know. They're happy, but we still expect more actually, because the work is actually enormous. And then of course one person cannot do it alone. If we want our environment, our community to be developed, to be well developed, I think, one person cannot do the work of a lot of people. So, partnership is actually needed, and then we'll be happy to receive people that would like to partner with us, because if you train one child, you're training a nation. So, the children there are our future. If we catch them young, they are going to be our leaders of tomorrow.
Okay, now coming into this place, I saw a lot of children, well kept, looking all healthy. That a lot of money will go into making sure that these children are doing fine. How have you been funding Dorian Home?
Actually, for now, it's been self-funded, but we are still hopeful that we'll get to support from individuals. In our society, people don't actually give. They believe that, why should I give? Why? I've not even eaten. They have forgotten that even if you give one, cup of tea alone, it's a lot. So it's the heart. People don't really have that heart. They just do things for clout. I have not done this to receive any accolades from anyone. I just want to receive the accolade from God. And then, since it's been Him all the while, I think that He will continue to send helpers. You know, Apart from the children here, we still have some children out there that are in need, and we still send them to school. We help them with their social, you know, materials and things like that. So it's been self-funded.
As a general manager of Dorian Home for Charity and Social Development, what are some of the lapses that you think government should correct going forward?
A lot of gaps exist. For instance, if you look at the number of the crimes that are committed in the society and involvement of children, go there and analyze who are this category of these children. Most of them are children without parents, without anybody guiding them. And I know for sure in the Child Rights Law from those days, in fact the Child Rights Convention 1989 and Nigerian Child Rights Act 2003, there are responsibilities given to various stakeholders, including government, on children. If government, with the collaboration of various NGOs like this place and other children-related NGOs around this, I think crime will be reduced. Like what Dorian Home is trying to do, is has started doing now. With the number of children we have here now, if they were to be on the street, definitely they will add to the number of criminals uh, that will be available in this. But we brought them to this place to give them proper orientation. See, when you are training children that doesn't have parents to guide them, their cognitions become strong, and they able to use that brain of theirs in positive things. So I think the stakeholders and government should also collaborate and even giving support. That's another thing that is lacking. Giving support to Dorian Home and other organizations that are in that business, so as with a view to, or with a view of assisting society and even government especially, to control the level of crime in the society and to make the children very relevant. So the children of today, when you give them the opportunity, they improve, they grow to become mature, reasonable, useful adults. But if you just leave them on the streets, they will not be useful. And that is why the children's law is very straightforward on how to care for the children. That is what Dorian hopes out to achieve. One of them, to to ensuring that orphans and vulnerable children, especially orphans, no father, no mother, are cared for. Like this place having 750 bed streets. Imagine, we put 750 children here with proper orientation, balanced feeding, and the rest of it, going to school. Definitely you will reduce the level of the number of criminals in the society. These are the things that Dorian Home is out. We want to assist government, society, to ensure that criminals are reduced in society by way of bringing the children out of the streets and giving them the necessary orientation and giving them the hope that is lacking.
1 year in retrospect now,
Yeah.
what do you believe Dorian Home for Charity and Social Development will do better going forward?
Well, with the help of the Almighty God who has been our support since we started, we believe the way we started now, look at children living in fantastic environment. Even children of rich people don't have this facility. But Dorian Home is providing the opportunity for children that hasn't parents, that are vulnerable, thereby boosting their horizon, boosting their hope. Well, I remember one of the children here was brought here, was just looking like somebody who found himself or herself in a strange environment. He couldn't do anything within the few hours and few days. But after about 3 days, he realized that he's in a very good environment where his hope, his lost hope, will be restored. So if hope are restored, giving hope to those that doesn't have hope, then you see that the society will be better.
So, 1 year in retrospect and looking into the future, what do you believe Dorian Homes will do better?
Well, we started where we want to do it better by arranging horizon boosting these tours for these children so that the hope we are giving them, the hope they lost, they are now getting here, can further be boosted by having places where they gain knowledge and simply knowing fully that life is better than it's more than where they come from, and that there is the future, there is hope. Aside from that, we also want to ensure that the feeding they are exposed to here continue to improve. We are targeting balanced diet every day. They want to increase it. How to can improve upon? We continue to improve so that until they get to where we expect them to be, so that they can grow up in a meaningful way, useful for themselves and in fact useful for the society.
Actually, we have about 52 workers here in Dorian Home, and we pay them above minimum wage, including the cleaners. This is our own way of giving back to the society because, right now there's no work, and then we believe that giving employment, in our own little way, will also subdue the pain that is, the pains around our community.
So, for now, what's the strength of Dorian Homes? How many children do you have in custody now? And what does the future look like?
Right now we have 35 children, but outside Dorian Home we have 380 children. That one, we have some people that are assisting with paying their school fees, and
Those ones are not resident.
no, they are not
in
resident in
Homes.
Dorian Home
Okay.
now.
Okay. So now looking into the future, in the next 5 to 10 years, what would be your greatest wish for Dorian Home?
I would love to have Dorian Home in all the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, and then taking the children off the street. I believe, you see, this banditry, these kidnappings that we see today. If you check them out, you discover that some of them, we have children amongst them. One of the kids that we have here, 5 years old, was actually brought in from a mechanic workshop, and then he started stealing. So look at that boy now. If you leave him for another 8 years, he'll be 18, and then he would have been, an armed robber. But we took him in, we, counseled him, and right now he's very, very good. In fact, if he prays for you, I'm sure you'll be delivered of anything. So, we train them in the ways of God, and then that's it actually. Many orphanages in Nigeria are not run with the right motives. They're not run properly. Sometimes, some of them are not, with the right intention. So what Dorian Home is particular about is redefining charity and orphanages in the country. And we would like to have this same orphanage in all the 6 geopolitical zones, like the same 750 capacity, in order to, curb the children on the street. And then we are putting on the right structure and everything in order to sustain the running of the home.
Okay, apart from catering to the needs of children, like you rightly stated, what other services does Dorian Home um, give to the society?
We have our women's center. It's about 500 capacity behind the home.
Okay.
And then what we do there is to empower women that are vulnerable and less privileged, like the widows. So we train them, we empower them so that they can be useful to the community. So, if you empower a woman, you have empowered the whole community. So Dorian Home is looking to empower about 2,000 women yearly. So that is our aim. The poor welfare experienced by orphan and vulnerable children in our society has actually increased the risk of child mortality and morbidity. Dorian Home would drastically reduce this by taking care of the children in our home, providing them with quality health care, balanced nutrition, and a safe space for their overall development.
Okay, so as you celebrate your first anniversary today, what would be your message to the people generally?
I want to really thank some of the people that have been coming to donate food items, and then provisions and things like that. I just want to appreciate everyone that has actually believed in my dream, and I want them to still keep believing in my dream. Also, some good-hearted people that have been supporting with foodstuffs and provision, what have you. I just want to say thank you. I want to appreciate our donors for believing in us and believing in my dream, supporting us. Actually, we have a particular donor who has been supporting since last year. He sponsors about 120 children. I just want to say thank you to you, and may God replenish your pockets. And to others, we are still expecting you to come and partner with us. Thank you very much. And to our government, we are hopeful. One day, you believe in Dorian Home and our vision for the less privileged and for the children. Thank you very much.
Do we fast forward this, please?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, Ejo, sorry, please let him talk. Talk about it, please. Okay. What you want to use for him?
This one is, let's get
Okay.
Not just here.
Okay.
has capacity for 500 vulnerable women, especially widows, and those women that has one problem or the other. This is to provide skill acquisition training for them, that they can be able to sustain their own lives as well as take care of their children. Why this one is a kind of probably when people come, one program or the other to do, probably want to celebrate, and instead of mixing the children inside there, they do whatever service they want to do here for the children. Here we have the hospital that we own, a clinic rather. All this, why we have we both have 500 capacity. That time we are talking about position of skills. So here, we need you to provide skills for children, starting with babbing and saloon for labor. Factories for that. We also have rooms for this. Those concluded. We have where we are doing the laundry corridor. This is supposed to be the laundry, where we put all the washing machine and the dryer and the rest of it. Then this one is the library. This library.
Library.
Yeah. For the librarian and the staff that is here. This one, yes. I do. Start like this, you go like this. This library, why this one is the clinic. We have office for the doctor and the nurses as well as lab unit. It has space for 8 people probably who are sick and have on bed. It's for this one. Then we have the bakery. This is the bakery. Yes, that is the plan. A full community of the soul, where everything, all activities, they are good for activities.
Everything
so
is
instead of bringing your cake from outside, you arrange for it. The staff here will prepare it, and this is where we plan to be baking. And this is local kitchen. I mean, rather restaurant for staff. This is being arranged as restaurant instead of that place.
Yeah, I know.